situation in Crimea these days is very much similar that used to be in Soviet Union, but in many cases it became even much worse because the last years of Soviet Union, especially after Perestroika by Mikhail Gorbachev, effect of secret services was very low. Meanwhile, these days, Russian secret services like FSB, GRU and others, they reborning the worst Soviet totalitarian practices of kidnapping, interrogating people, and in many cases the situation in Crimea is very much similar to other problematic region of Russia, Chechnya, especially the second Chechen war. Then Russian secret services started, as a matter of fact, ethnical purges in Crimea. The same to do with current days, because special practices have been used, especially against Muslims, Crimean Tatars, Karaims, very small Crimean Tatar Jews minority, and ethnical Ukrainians. Basically, all Ukrainian schools have been shut down as well. This is to do with Crimean primary schools. All of them, they have been shut down. And meanwhile, as Putin in his speech recently said that there would be 3 state languages in Crimea: Russian, Ukrainian, and Crimean Tatar. The only one, Russian, survives. The same situation is deteriorating very much with religious rights of Crimean, and a huge pressure is put on Crimean Protestants. There are 400,000 of them, mostly witnesses of Jehovah and Adventists, because these days Protestant ministers are interrogated and deported by Russian special services. The same to do with Muslim communities, and the same to do with Ukrainian Orthodox Church, who has 24,000 followers, which is under huge pressure from Russian secret services. And of course, we understand very much clearly that the only help Ukraine can get from European Union, from Belgium, for instance, is basically to understand that human rights violations in Crimea cannot be tolerated, because if they do, Russia would go further. Russia will try to impose principles of so-called Ruski Mir, Russian world, by Vladimir Putin in other former Soviet republics like Belarus, Moldova, Georgia and Kazakhstan. There is a huge Russian-speaking minority, because principle of Putin, he trying to impose, he says that everyone who follows Orthodox religion, anyone who speaks Russian, is a part of Russian world, which means effectively that someday Russia would go and rescue them.